So it feels like complaining about a game's release is something that's becoming all too common. It seems like every time I'm excited for a game, that excitement is met with, a kick to the groin. As when I receive the game, it's not nearly done. A lot of people have recently blamed the Switch and its capabilities, but honestly, I think we need to look at the developers. It's even more disheartening when a lot of these games have been taking a long time and have had multiple delays. Now, with Sports Story, I believe that they are going to fix it, but I still wonder why Nintendo would showcase this game if they had actually played this game. Now, we're going to get into Sports Story and my thoughts on it, but before that, I do want to warn you guys about something that's going on YouTube. So there's this virus that's creeping up into people's computers and phones, but it's really easy to get rid of. There'll be this little button under the video, and it'll say, it has some letters on it. It looks like I think it says subscribe and the like. If you hit those two buttons, you don't have to worry about it. The virus won't attack your stuff. You'd be all good. Anyway, on to Sports Story. This is one of those games that I really did have so much hope for and so much excitement for. Its predecessor, Golf Story, was one of those games that I said many, many times to my friends, no, trust me, this isn't what you think it is. It's not about golf. It's more than that. Because yes, there is golf involved, but it's not really a golf game. The idea of golf, the mechanics of golf, I should say, are more like its combat system, if you will. Where instead of hitting certain button combinations, you're more required to hit a power gauge and like an accuracy bracket. The easiest way for me to explain it is to say that this game is like Hot Shots Golf meets Stardew Valley. And if you've never played Hot Shots Golf, but you should, I don't know what you're doing with your life, but then Mario Golf meets Stardew Valley. And if you've never played Stardew Valley, I don't know what to tell you, man. Like, if you're a gamer, you need to get on this. I wouldn't even worry about playing these games. Go back to play Stardew Valley a little bit. But no. Anyway, it's more like a little bit like an old school RPG. I hate to use the word Earthbound, but it's kind of more the top-down view where you're exploring different levels that you have access to, and you're meeting different NPCs, some requiring quests, and that usually pushes the game forward as you do different quests for people and whatever. You get what I'm saying. And it's got this beautiful pixely goodness. And both games, honestly, have some really engaging characters. And I'll be honest, I think Sports Story, for me, has a little bit better environments and levels. They just seem a little bit more welcoming and a little bit bigger. In fact, the very first level of Sports Story has some really fun puzzles to solve. I actually really enjoyed, I think it's Rustling Vale is what it's called, where you have to do things like fix the golf course in order to piss off some local gang members who are destroying it and, end up outshining them. Or there's a bunch of bees that are making it very difficult for you to complete a task, so you have to hit a smoke ball in their general vicinity, and that'll cause them to disperse so you can get the item you need. It also feels like there's bigger environments, there's more to the levels. Even the NPCs seem maybe a little bit more well written, but to be honest, that's it. That's the end of where I can say this is the good stuff, and this is what separates it from Golf Story. Golf Story was a masterpiece. It was like an indie classic already. But Sports Story, on the other hand, it promises so much because it seems like there's just so many different sports that you can play, and they have this cool mechanic where you collect licenses and then you have to improve your license to get further access into that sport, which is really easily done. You just do some side quests, or maybe you complete a couple tasks that you're supposed to do that involves that sport, and that's cool. But the thing is a lot of these sports don't really work. In fact, I think golf is the only one that does actually work, and even then, there can be some times where the performance of this game destroys that. You see, because one of the biggest issues is this game just stutters like no other. And honestly, it doesn't happen enough to where you notice it all the time. It's just, you'll kind of forget actually, and then you'll be lining up a shot or something like that, and right when you're about to hit your shot perfectly, it'll stutter and cause you to miss. And as frustrating as that is, it's not nearly as bad as half the other glitches I've found in this game. Some of the mechanics just don't work. Things like riding your bike, you can't get the pedals to work at times. Sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. It's a very, very weird thing. In the volleyball and tennis, I noticed that where you hit the ball just seemed to be like almost like an RNG, like wherever the game wanted it to. So it didn't really feel you're using any skill. Instead, it just felt like luck. And there was multiple times when I had won different mini games or I had completed tasks and I just didn't win. Like I had actually beaten the computer. Like the score shows I beat the computer and then it just act like I didn't. There's multiple times when I could say that this happened and there was a lot of bugs. I mean, we're talking about an insane amount. This game, it could be basically in the repair shop for months, and that's really sad. Because these performance issues are also met with other problems, like I had the game crash multiple times. At least 6 or 7 times I had the game just fully crash. Now, it wasn't such a big loss because this game does have a really good autosave system, but still the idea that the game just died out of nowhere. I would also say with these bigger environments and bigger levels, there's no navigation system, which as you guys all know is a huge pet peeve of mine. I hate running around looking for where I'm supposed to go. It just feels like I'm wasting time. And as a reviewer, that really bugs me. But also as a gamer. Because the thing is, if this game wants to encourage exploration, there's different ways that you can implement a navigation system that will also encourage exploration. But as I've said many times, I think a lot of people, including myself, will explore more when we know where we're going. Meaning, okay, that's my final area I have to go to, or, that's the end of the quest. I'm gonna go over here, and I'm gonna go mess around, looking at this or that. It's just part of it, and if you're not one of those people who is naturally curious about the levels and everything around and side quests and things like that, you're not going to really be anyway, and you're going to be more frustrated that you can't finish the main quest. And ultimately, I hope they fix these problems. Because ultimately, there's a lot to like with this game. I really want this game to just be finished, to be fixed. There's a lot of heart. It's charming. Like I said, I really enjoy a lot of the side quests and running around. It does seem to be a bit fetch questy, but honestly, that's kind of cool. Also, the puzzle solving and the interactions with your other teammates and your friends. It's so much fun and it's so charming, has so much heart and soul there, but it just doesn't translate into a good game when it is so glitched, so bugged, and it's a tragedy because I've seen this with other games like Baldo. You get one launch date, and when you mess that up, you can't really get it back. It's really difficult to ever get that back. And I hate to be hyperbolic, but we could be looking at the death of the series because it was rushed out. And I just don't see why you do that. I don't understand that. On all aspects when it comes to Nintendo or when it comes to the developers themselves. Now, I understand it might be something that the investors had pushed. It might be something of that nature. But even then, why? Why would you purposely put something out there that you know is broken and that really could spoil the entire possibility of a franchise? I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me, and it sucks. It really does. I hope that people will give this game a second chance, and I hope it does get the patches it needs, which this has already been addressed, and the team has said they're going to work on it, but we just don't know how long that's going to take, and like I said, it might take a long time, because it's broken. I think, honestly, the only thing that might be its saving grace is its price tag. It might be something that people will take a chance on again because it is only $14.99. I don't know. Nevertheless, I will be monitoring this game and looking at the updates and be playing it, and I will release an update when this game is finally fixed because it's something I really want to play and really want to experience. But yeah, I'll definitely let you guys know. Anyway, that's my thoughts on Sports Story. I'm kind of curious what your guys' thoughts are. Have you played this game? Are you waiting for the fixes? Have you even heard about how bad it is? I haven't seen a ton of reviews for it. I've seen a couple, sort of, but I understand it hit during a weird time for a lot of reviewers. And so, yeah, I'm just curious, like, what your thoughts are and everything. Anyway, comment section down below. Please, for the algorithm, if nothing else, please throw me a comment. And, like always, guys, I'm wishing you health, wealth, and above all, I hope you're truly happy because you make me happy. Love you guys. Bye.